It's fresh. By far one of the most trending topics in our film industry and one of the most anticipated films of this year. To top it all off, the lead characters Tishiwe Zikubu and Palin Sladla and the director of the movie Zintuli are hardly 30. Today they join us to tell us more about Hard to Get, which opens in cinemas nationwide tomorrow. Guys, welcome to Morning Live and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Z, let's start with you.
Sure.
Where did you meet Hard to Get?
Where did I meet Hard to Get? Tuso SABC, my co-writer, and I started developing Hard to Get about 3 years back. Back then it was called Prince. We approached the producers, Helena Spring and Junaid Ahmed, of the project, and we developed it over the last few years, and we've just seen it come into fruition. So we're really excited, for it to be released the 29th of August, this Friday.
Palin, you've done a lot of work in front of the camera.
Yes.
What was different about doing Hard to Get for you?
A lot of things, first of all, but mainly playing a leading the whole film was one different thing. It was a big learning process about it, but also just being on a film set. I think film is a different medium, and just getting used to the technicality and getting used to a different style of working from TV. Yeah.
Tishiwe, a lot of people are going to see your face for the first time in Hard to Get. How does it feel to be the newcomer of the industry? How exciting is it to be in this position?
Well, okay, it's exciting doing something new. It's exciting to have something to share with people, something that you feel very proud of and are very have invested a lot in with a group of amazing people. So I think the excitement is being able to deliver something that is so important.
Z, what did you think when you first heard that these two will be playing your lead roles?
Yeah, well, we looked for these guys for a while. I'd seen Palance before on an episode of Intersections, and I thought that he had the chops to be the lead, to be TK. But finding Skeets was a bit more difficult, and we dug, and when we saw Tishiwe, I remember grabbing the casting director's leg and giving it a squeeze because I knew we'd found her. So yeah, I'm just really excited to have found these two leads. I can't imagine any two actors who could have done more justice to the role. So I'm ecstatic.
For you, what worked in terms of working with a young director, someone you'd never worked before, and someone who's this young? What worked for you with that arrangement?
I think more than anything else, we could relate to what we were talking about in terms of the story and who was the story meant for. I just understood where he wanted to take the vision of the movie, and it was just easier to work with because we're going through that time. So the ideas that he shared were very similar to mine. Yeah.
You play a really bad girl, and it turns out you're not as bad as you're really good at that.
I'm a jelly bean.
So what were the upsides and downsides of playing such a hard character?
It was absolutely thrilling. Most of it is on the upside because it gave me a chance to explore elements of humanness and obviously of myself, because I think there's a little bit of every character we play in everything that you do. So to be able to go there and be as fierce as I am on the inside, that was the greatest upside. It was great to play someone who's really strong, someone who's also got issues. We all have issues. So to be able to sit with them, and yeah, that was really nice actually, to explore certain darkness and downsides. I don't think there were any actually. God, it was such a great role. I love Skeets.
So Hard to Get is the story of
love. I think more like how you fight for love. It's more that. I mean, is it worth fighting for? Not necessarily is love this great thing that people fantasize about, but it's the journey to get to that. And for me, that was the main thing about Hard to Get. Yeah.
Monsieur Director, Hard to Get is a story about?
Palance covered it quite well, but I think Hard to Get's a story about, like Palance said, about how scary it can be to fall in love. But at the same time, it's a film that's set against, the criminal underbelly of Johannesburg. So there's a lot of action and energy and pace. And I think that the crime element of it parallels how dangerous the emotional aspect of the film is. So yeah, that's Hard to Get for me.
And you, Tishiwe Zikubu, what is Hard to Get all about?
I'd echo their words, I would, but I also think that it's a story about fighting. It's not just physical fighting, but also fighting to find oneself, fighting to break through the barriers, the little walls that we build in front of our hearts, and fighting for love and fighting to fall and keep love.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Morning Live really appreciates having the chat with you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Their modern day Bonnie and Clyde story, which is told in the freshest possible way, is called Hard to Get, and it opens at cinemas nationwide tomorrow.